shows what you need to do to solve that problem, you would think that's a good thing, you know.
Right.
You would think that that's the kind of information that gets out, you
Right.
know. So I don't think they're of course acting from any motivation to try to diffuse the issue. But to me, the real problem, I mean, to me, it's kind of it's really a media problem of our age, you know, because always out there someone has done a documentary about the issue, and then you look at it and go, yeah, that's right, you know. But does that actually get you involved, you know?
Yeah.
No, you know, I think there seemed to be some element of that in the Obama campaign, in the sense that people got involved in the Obama campaign a lot, you know. Though, anyway, I mean, people got involved in that and in some of the other campaigns. But it's also, you'll see that in just about any social organization, you know, there's one person who's the fire plug.
Yeah.
You know, be it, you know, I don't know, if it's Greenpeace or some of our local nonprofit organizations, somebody there's the fire plug, and then they have a lot of people that kind of work around them. And it's not democracy. It's not as if, you know, we're developing an involved sense of it. And, you know, and people will do showcase events and events, you know, where, you know, to publicize an issue. And I think it's, you know, I mean, I think it's good to get the word out. But you're raising an interesting point that does that really necessarily lead to more involvement, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's this tendency now, people go, oh yeah, we got Obama, so Obama's like going to fix everything.
Yeah.
But you know, Obama may end up pulling some serious compromises.
Yeah.
Even the Rick Warren thing is
Yeah.
sort of a big compromise. I actually think that it's probably good for him to play to the right in the beginning, because Clinton played to the left in the beginning and got killed. So I think it's actually probably a pretty smart move for him to do that, even though he's pissing off a lot of people.
We'll see, because since this very show will have its afterlife on YouTube, because if you're astute dumping it on there, we will be able to see what happens. So that's very interesting. And, you know, Auden, the poet, brought up just the mystery of art, is that we don't really know if it activates or pacifies us.
Yeah,
we want to believe it does. And anyways, carrying on to Lewis Hine actually changed laws, was actually the tipping point with photographs that he shot of child labor in America in the 20s, and he got them published in newspapers. And Upton Sinclair actually changed laws with a novel, The Jungle, about meat packaging in Chicago. It was the actual tipping point. Can you think of any film, song, theater piece, or art piece that's ever been a tipping point to change laws? And, you know, I'm not talking about like We Shall Overcome was an important song for the civil rights, but you can't really call it the tipping point. So it's a real specific question, and it's okay if you can't answer it, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, you gave some good examples. Offhand, I can't have an example that
one
pops into my head, but I am aware of what has changed me. You know, what particular cultural influences, like I say, like Frank Zappa or Allen Ginsberg or the Firesign Theater. These were things that early on changed my view of the world and changed how I could, you know, how I was going to grow. So I think all this stuff influences people and changes people. It's just, you know, sometimes we see there's a media event, but is there necessarily the follow-up organization? It isn't always there, but I think it lays groundwork, and I think you have to keep putting the ideas out there, even though, you know, like sometimes it looks like, you know, sort of, you know, it's Al Gore. He's out there, you know. People get caught up in, you know, the big stars and the big personalities.
Yeah, cult of personality.
So.
Yeah, but they can be the tipping point too. So, do you think perception is reality?
It is. I've been somewhat partial to the Hermetic principles lately. You know,
what's
just 'cause
that
I dig
mean?
them up. Well, Hermetic is that there are actually some laws, they call them Hermetic laws, that predate most of the religions. I mean, they go back, you know, before Christianity and all these things, and they're actually sort of secular in the sense that nobody's saying that there's a